So you want to build a bus? Well, you've come to the right place. This is Bus Conversion Frequently Asked Questions on the Lacroix Cruiser channel. Today we're going to discuss, do I buy a bus that's already converted, or do I start with a blank slate full of seats? It's an age-old question, and there are pros and cons to both styles. So let's start off with it's a blank slate, it's still full of seats. Well, you're going to have a lot of fun removing those seats. Now, if it's a Skoolie, there's generally some rust involved, and if it's a coach, you still have a lot of bolts to undo. So either way, it's not exactly the most fun proposition. But you're getting to start with a blank slate. You're able to say you took a bus and made it into a home. Also, you get to see exactly everything that's going on with that bus, because you're taking it all back to the outer skin and then insulating and starting from there. So that's a big advantage. The other advantage of that is you're probably going to pay a little less for it. Once a bus ends its revenue service, that means it's not worth much commercially anymore. To us, wanting to build a home out of it, yeah, it's worth a lot. It's great. But that being said, to the bus companies, not worth so much anymore. So there are advantages to buying one that's a blank slate. Now, what are the advantages of buying a bus that's already converted? First of all, someone's done probably the hardest part of the conversion for you, and that's convert it to an RV title. Depending on where you live, that's either very simple or extremely arduous and expensive to do. So if you can buy something that's already licensed as an RV, that's a bonus. The other aspect of that is, in your state or province, if it's one of those states or provinces where it's very difficult to convert a title from bus to RV, buying a bus from out of state or out of province that is already titled as an RV, when you bring it back to where you live, it automatically is an RV. And it's a very weird thing. Changing the title is the difficult part. Not changing from bus to RV, just changing the title is the difficult part. So if you have something that's already titled as an RV, in the eyes of the law, it's an RV. Now, other than that, what are the advantages of buying a bus that's already converted? First of all, you can start using it right away. It may not be the best decor. It may not fit your style. But the one thing you can do is start driving it, start enjoying it, and find out exactly what is your style. If you've never lived in a bus before, it'll give you an idea. This bus, for example, we lived in it for 3 years while converting it, while driving it. So our plans changed considerably. Now, when we bought it, it was already a fully functional RV. We changed everything, literally, over the first 3 years of ownership of this bus. And while doing it, a lot of the renovation was done in Home Depot parking lots and Lowe's parking lots, at our daughter's place, at our place, just everywhere, where we could fit in a couple days to work on the bus. We would fit it in, we would do whatever that task was, and move on. So it allowed us to see a lot of different aspects of this bus in particular that we wouldn't have been able to see had we started as a revenue service bus, full of seats and all that fun stuff. What we were able to see with this bus was, at first, we wanted a 4-seater dinette. Then we didn't want any dinette. Then we ended up with a 2-seater dinette. So as you're driving it around, you get to make compromises and see, yeah, this actually fits for us, or nah, this isn't good. So it allows you to live with the bus. The other thing is you can enjoy it right away. And a lot of people have this slight misconception that, oh yeah, I'll be able to convert a bus in 3 to 6 months. So a year and a half later, they're still working on the bus because they found out that the demolition stage doesn't take just a weekend. It takes a little longer than that. And then once you've demolished the bus, or not demolished the bus, but demo what you wanted to take out of the bus, you might have some remedial work to do. Rust sort of creeps in. And when rust creeps in, your grinders and your welders come out. Yeah, it's a lot of work, and it takes time. So having one that's already converted might be a bonus. The other aspect of an already converted bus is you get a lot of stuff. Yes, you'll get plumbing, you'll get electrical, you might get insulation, you get stuff that you're going to use anyways. Now, you may not reuse everything that's in that bus, but there are some of the things you will use. And we're all fans of reducing, reusing, and recycling. So that is another bonus. Now, having a bus that someone already converted has a few downsides. First of all, you don't really know what's behind those walls. Do you really know how good the wiring is? And is there a leak in the plumbing? Did they get all those fittings soldered correctly or crimped correctly? Well, when you're doing it yourself, you know exactly what you've done. When you're relying on someone else, it could be great or it could be so-so. Now, if the person you're buying it from happens to have an Instagram or YouTube channel, you might be able to see exactly what they did. But if they don't, it's guesswork. Now, there are a lot of professional conversions out there, and this particular bus was a professional conversion. Let's just say pros aren't always the best either. If you go back over our Facebook from 2016 forward, you'll see some of the stuff that we took out of this bus. It wasn't pretty. Now, mind you, had been serving the bus for 30 years, so take it or leave it. It might have been a renovation at some point, or it might have been the quote-unquote professional company that converted it that did that. So a lot of different things to look at. For us, we've actually never bought a bus that wasn't already an RV. And the primary reason is, in Quebec, it's very difficult to convert bus to RV on the title. Buying a bus that's already titled as an RV, whether we're importing it from the US or from Canada, the first bus was from Quebec, the other two buses were from the US, not a problem. As long as it passes the mechanical inspection, we're good. It's an RV title. The bus we're currently working on, the MCI, when I took it to be inspected, the interior was empty. Literally empty. And it passed inspection as an RV. So, again, it's sort of a loophole. It's a loophole you can take advantage of. If you have any questions, comments, thoughts, or ideas, please leave them below. Always happy to answer and always happy to help. And remember, a bus can be your home.